What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today, we'll be checking out this clip with Jennifer Lawrence, and she has decided she was no longer going to be talking about Trump and politics because she thinks that most people don't care about what her or other celebrities think about politics, which she's 100% correct. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this clip and get into it.
I saw it last night in 70 millimeter IMAX as God intended. It's the most incredible movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I feel so grateful to have just, for that to exist. I just like kiss the ground that movie walks on.
It's also a film that as
Now, the movie she's talking about is One Battle After Another, which has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and it glamorizes Antifa. So that tells you where she's at on a political spectrum. Crazy land, pretty much.
we started discussing, it speaks to this political moment in a very interesting and important way. That is funny, that is complicated.
And it's a good idea. It's not a bad idea.
What do you mean?
A revolution.
You have been politically outspoken in the past. Mm-hmm. In the first Trump administration, you had a lot to say. I'm curious.
Wow, that's a good idea. A revolution. So, what, she's a Marxist? Communist? Socialist? She's definitely someone that I would categorize as someone on the far left that thinks that that's a good idea. And someone I would say is completely insane. She belongs in Hollywood.
How you feel about talking out now?
I don't really know if I should. I think like the first Trump administration was so wild, and just how can we let this stand? Like I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But as we've learned, election after election, celebrities do not make a difference whatsoever on who people vote for. And so
look, celebrities are no different than me and you. When it comes to who we're voting for, who we're not voting for, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the lead off of someone that makes movies for a living or pretty much sells their soul in order to get famous, because that's what majority of people in Hollywood do. So I have no interest in what they think about politics or knowing what they feel is the best candidate and who they think people should vote for. I have no interest in that. And unfortunately, people like her and others, they are so arrogant. They're so high on themselves. They believe they know better than we do. That makes them part of the elite. That's the reason you see Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and others that are part of the political elite hanging out with them, because they see someone right in front of them just like them. Arrogant pieces of crap.
Then what am I doing? I'm just sharing my opinion on something that's going to just add fuel to a fire that's ripping the country apart. I mean, we are so divided. I think I'm in a complicated recalibration because I'm also an artist, and with this temperature and the way that things can turn out, I don't want to start turning people off to films and to art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions. I want to protect my craft so that you can still get lost.
All right, look, what she's pretty much saying is, look, I can't convince you who to vote and who not to vote for, but I'm deciding to not come out there and say anything about politics anymore because I don't want you to know what side of politics I'm on. I'm hoping you forget. Go watch my movies, and maybe, just maybe, I can indoctrinate you on the left side of politics. I don't want to be shut out from that. That's pretty much what she is saying. But she's trying to say it in a more artistic, roundabout way, thinking people won't understand what she's talking about. I get what she's talking about. I think you guys get it too.
What I'm doing, what I'm showing. And if I can't say something that's going to speak to some kind of peace or lowering the temperature or some sort of solution,
she's talking about lowering the temperature, but yet at the beginning of this clip, she's pretty much advocating for Antifa by endorsing the movie and saying it was a great movie that has to do with Antifa and glamorizing it, and saying we should have a revolution. Good job.
just don't want. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I don't want to make the problem worse.
Well, it's too late for that. You know, here's the thing. These people are a bunch of hypocrites. They're in Hollywood. They're no different than the people that are running our country right now. And Democrat or the Republican Party. Both parties, establishment parts of these parties, are just as dangerous, just as arrogant, just as un-American as the people in Hollywood, in my opinion. All they care about is power and care about their money and care about influence. That's all they care about. And we need to do everything we can to make sure we vote these people out and stop watching these people's movies and TV shows, because all we're doing is making them think that they have some kind of power or ability to control us. That's what this is really about. Control. And also about they also want to make sure that conservatism and the family and God is dead. That's the truth. But guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like button, comment, and share this out to everybody.